Here we are. My name is Josh. To my left, your right, I think is Grayson.
There's no video.
They
can't see us.
Imagine to your right, Grayson, and ever present everywhere is Tatum. Hi, Tatum.
Hi.
We're going to do our best job to tell a whole bunch of stories and histories and all of the things about our favorite season and reason to celebrate, and that's Christmas. Am I right?
I feel like when you guys first called about this, didn't I say it was a bad idea?
You said a lot of things.
We didn't listen to a word.
Bad idea was never in the description. What I heard was full steam ahead. This sounds like the best idea. You guys seem like two of the most capable gentlemen to make this happen. And I couldn't be more thrilled that you invited me on this magical holiday journey. So maybe we talk about first how we got here and why we're doing this. And I think it takes us all the way back to April of this year when we had this first conversation. Is that right?
April, yeah. We were on a trip. We had gone on a trip together to do a video project. And we were out and about, and the spirit of Christmas engulfed us on the road. And we wept together. No, we were just driving and got to talking about how much Christmas means to Josh and I. And we remembered how much it means to Tatum as well. And we decided to listen to a tremendous amount of songs first and then called Tatum. And then Tatum, you were on board from the beginning, weren't you?
Not entirely.
What is your problem?
What made you want to actually do this?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I feel like I said something along the lines of not that many people would actually listen to a month-long thing, or what, more than a month-long thing?
It's a year.
Christmas?
We're doing
a
yearly.
year.
Yeah,
Even better.
And we have no end in sight.
This is going to be Christmas all year long. We want to go over stuff in the summer about Christmas and then fall. There's too much to cover. We can't cover it all in 1 month. 1 month of Christmas isn't enough. So the three of us have decided we're going to do it all year long, right?
I think so. That's the plan.
Yep.
I mean, we committed. I think there was probably a blood oath that was made at some point. But the reason behind all of this is because Christmas is so far reaching and there's so many different things you can talk about. We were actually listening to a rendition of the Sussex Carol by London Music Works. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, you can listen to that. And it was just this powerful, moving musical piece. Our background, the three of us, is in live production. So we spent a lot of time working with orchestra, with different arrangements from video to audio to lighting and the whole experience. And Christmas was just one of those incredible times when it was a joy to be on any of those projects. Listening to that reminded me some of our favorite Christmas projects that we worked on together. And we ended up just one-upping each other until we had to call Tatum and say, hey, we've got a lot of crazy ideas. We need somebody that can help bring us back to reality, ground us, and help us move forward. So there Tatum was. We're just waiting to be involved in another project that would take more of her time. And I'll just share a little bit of my story. Growing up, Christmas was a magical time of year, and I looked forward to it probably starting in September, October. I was ready for it. I grew up in the 90s, well, 80s and 90s. And so a lot of my memories from childhood Christmases were centered around just the decorations from the 80s and the early 90s, the exterior lighting that still hadn't switched over to LED. And I loved helping set that up at my house. I'd love the idea of just the joy, the music, the whole aesthetic, the sights and sounds and smells of Christmas. But for some reason, musically, I always go back to like the 1950s and 60s is what anchors me. When I hear those, for some reason, it triggers me to go back to my childhood. And I don't know why an era that I didn't live in means so much to me in a nostalgic Christmas musical way, but it just does.
Yeah, agreed. I had very much the same experience as a kid growing up with Christmas, decorating the house. That to me has always been the most fascinating thing about Christmas is that I don't think there's any other holiday that we decorate literally everything. It's your house, your car, your foods that you eat. I mean, literally every aspect of life switches for this thing, this celebration that can be, however long you want it to be, but in our opinion, the earlier the better. For me, also the fact that it's so rich with history and rich with stories, and it has over time just morphed and changed into this thing that we see now. And even that song, the Sussex Carol, just that song itself is hundreds of years old, and the fact that we listen to it now, it unites these peoples that are hundreds of years separated, but we still have that thing in common. And to me, that's fascinating.
I don't have as complex of a backstory here, but short answer is I don't super love Christmas.
Okay, moving on to the next time.
Let's talk about that though. What is the reason you don't super love Christmas?
I feel like it's unfair that I need to have a reason. I like fall, I like winter, but Christmas, we could just blip over it and it would be great. Not for it's not I'm not malicious towards Christmas. Or am I? No, I'm not malicious towards Christmas.
I think we're going to find a lot out in the next few episodes about your relationship with Christmas. And that's just the thing, though. I think everybody has their own experience with it. And what I'm excited about is hearing different stories, because just in kind of pitching this idea to different people, every time I mention what we want to do with this, everybody immediately jumps in with a personal story. Yep. They're like, I want to be a guest because when I was a child, a friend said, oh, well, we had the Christmas pickle. And I had no clue I didn't know what the Christmas pickle was. But there's an entire story and legend. We're going to save that for another episode. But for this episode, because it seems like we're all kind of starting at different jumping off points for Christmas, we believe that it touches and influences almost everything year round. So if you picture an actual Christmas tree and you've got the base of the tree and all the branches and limbs that stem out from it, I think that you can hop, skip, and jump down that branch to talk about almost any type of music, books, and histories, and legends, and lore around the world. Everybody seems to have different Christmas traditions, but I think then there's the personal stories too, right? It's why do I get excited as soon as September rolls around, when Tatum would be happy to just put a tree up December 24th.
For real though, I think I allow it December 17th.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Grayson, when is your day?
My wife and I, we usually decorate for Halloween. So we go pretty heavy on that. I'm an late October baby. So when I was growing up, every year was Halloween parties for birthdays. So we go hard in the paint for Halloween. So
never heard that expression before.
Hard in the paint? It's a basketball expression. It means you're going after it.
I'm so sorry. Please continue. I've just never heard that before.
Yes, you have. Everybody knows that term. Everybody that watches basketball as much as you do knows that.
I even knew it.
Speaking of basketball, Christmas has some great basketball games on. So we can go into that sometime too. So we decorate for Halloween. We go all out. We do the fall decorations also right after Thanksgiving. Even if we can I'm talking day of. If we're done with turkey, Christmas.
It almost seems to go hand in hand. I think Thanksgiving is kind of called a Christmas light or a forerunner of Christmas. Maybe it's a harbinger of Christmas doom for some of you. I would argue that Thanksgiving isn't as powerful of a holiday if it weren't for Christmas. And that's why this first episode of Yuletide Records is called How Soon is Too Soon. So let's go back quite a bit to 1939. Our country is coming out of the Great Depression, and we are just about to enter into World War II. But if you back up just a little bit into August, amid the Great Depression, you've got FDR running the country, and he gets lobbied by a friend of his known as Fred Lazarus Jr. And Fred Lazarus was the head of the Federated Department Stores, which later would become Macy's. And that Thanksgiving of 1939 fell on November 30th. And that led for the smallest amount of time for shopping between Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. So Fred Lazarus Jr. goes to FDR and says, we need to move up a week so we can get another 7 days of shopping to help bolster the economy, bolster our sales, and get us in the black. And that year, Thanksgiving moved from the 30th up to the 23rd. So he proclaimed by an executive order that Thanksgiving would be held November 23rd. And that was the beginning of a phenomenon we know as the Christmas creep. And I think we've all felt it. The decorations are in the stores a little earlier this year. Why are there pumpkins and Santas sharing shelf space?
Say that 5 times.
I'm
real
trying.
Fast.
I can't even say it in my head really fast. I think you've all experienced it. I think we've all said, okay, it's July and there's Christmas lights at the local big box store.
Can I mention Hobby Lobby?
If you do, we just bleep it out.
Yeah.
Makes me angry when I see it.
But not everybody was a huge fan of moving Thanksgiving up. A lot of his political opponents started calling it Franksgiving instead of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. As actually, there was so much backlash from the public. Half of the United States followed the original Thanksgiving date, and the other half followed the new date. And Texas celebrated both.
As Texas residents, we love that.
So many turkeys died that year
for Thanksgiving.
Actually, don't like Thanksgiving.
Can you imagine
either.
like the airlines, the schools, the holidays, like it's all jacked up for like several years while they're trying to sort this thing out.
I read somewhere too that most of the college football games, the rivalries were scheduled on Thanksgiving Day, which would have been the 30th in 1939.
Yeah.
So Thanksgiving moves up. And now everybody's furious because that was the day we get together, we eat turkey, we celebrate, we watch college football, but now we've got to do it again. I'm a fan. 2 Thanksgivings.
That's hard in the paint.
It's terrible.
Nope.
What about those calendar companies that printed out their calendars earlier the year? And then boom, not going to happen.
He did it again the next year. FDR.
What a guy.
Pushed it forward. So you've got Thanksgiving now that is about to be moved permanently to the 4th Thursday in November. So you've got George Washington, who declares it a holiday. You've got Abraham Lincoln, who sets what was then the current time for Thanksgiving. And FDR just decides to push Thanksgiving earlier. And most of the country was somewhat happy with it. I think retailers loved it because they got to get another, week's worth of sales out. And honestly, for me, answering the how soon is too soon, I like putting stuff up before Thanksgiving. Sometimes it's nice because right after Thanksgiving, the last thing you want to do the next day is get out the tree and the decorations. But if they're already set up, 2 or 3 more slices of pumpkin pie, you're looking at your favorite Christmas tree decorations, and you've already got the Hallmark channel on ready to go.
Is that what you do? You do Hallmark?
I do none of those things.
Oh, okay. We do White Christmas. We watch the movie as we put up all our decorations. Now let's sing the song together.
Wait, I don't even know if I know that movie.
You want
You're not familiar with White Christmas?
Really
pull it up
don't.
real quick. It's 6 hours long.
Okay, we're
Just
going to
real
write
quick.
that down as one of these episodes. Tatum's going to watch White Christmas and then give us a report.
And now Josh and I will sing Sisters.
No.
Sisters. God help the mister.
No, the sister who comes between me and my man.
What is this from?
White Christmas.
White Christmas. We've said it
that
several
entire-
times.
I-
We're going to watch it right
I
now.
thought you jumped.
How do you turn the lights off to watch a
Grayson.
movie real quick? Is it just a switch on the wall?
Back to our timeline. Franksgiving has been established. Thanksgiving is now a week earlier, but we have another thing that causes this Christmas creep, or what some people call this seasonal shift, to move things earlier. And it was actually World War II that affected us here in the States. The post office actually told everybody, if you want your service member to get a Christmas gift by Christmas, you have to have it to us by November 1st, which meant everybody started shopping for Christmas as early as September then. So you come right out of summer and we're ready to buy Christmas gifts for those men that are serving abroad.
And obviously that correlates to also buying all your gifts, so now people are being forced to buy all their gifts that early, not just for servicemen and women, but everybody is just out shopping. And I think that's probably the turning point when these big companies started seeing we can make so much money if we spread this thing out and we make this swath of time bigger.
Oh yeah. I mean, my wife buys Christmas gifts year round. So that
Did you want to redo that with the Borat voice or no?
My wife
There we go.
buys Christmas gifts year round. If she finds a good deal in February, she will buy 6 of them. I will foolishly ask her in July, what are all of these toys doing? She's like, oh, those are Christmas gifts for the kids and for their cousins and
How do you
everything.
keep them hidden?
When you have a mess like ours in the garage, everything just looks like stuff and nobody
Pure
knows.
camouflage.
Yeah. But again, she's finding deals year round. So for her, how soon is too soon? That doesn't exist for Christmas gifts. If it's a good deal, buy it when it's a good deal.
Wouldn't you argue, though, that people are buying it early because it causes such a stress and general negative spirit that they're just trying to get it out of the way?
I don't know. I actually like the, maybe not stress, but I like the excitement, the challenge.
If you're not doing the shopping,
I mean, I have to
sure
buy
it's
some of the gifts that
excitement
I
for
give
you.
to her.
I'm sure you're just rolling into Christmas.
I learned this from my father, sorry, Dad, that if you wait till December 23rd, the spirit of Christmas urgency comes upon you.
Well, what's so fun about that is all stores are closed, so you're forced to shop at the gas station.
No, but I mean,
yeah.
even if it's, prior to that, it's okay. Say it is the week or two early December, right? Would you still not feel that overarching, I have to go do this? And it's not like a looming cloud until you do it. It's something that's stressful and not joyful.
No, because I have the memory of a Doberman. So
What does that even mean?
It just means that I forget that we're that close.
Why
and
a
then I get
Doberman?
to a week. Are Dobermans smart?
I think they are.
I have the memory of a dumb dog.
I'm looking right now. I want to see.
Well,
Dumbest.
but it is one of those things
Afghan
where
hound is often
I
cited
have
as
the
this.
memory of an Afghan hound. But I do. It's one of those things where it's I get so caught up in everything else. Then we get close and it's I have not shopped for anything.
Yes. And so
Yikes.
you're feeling stressed. And
Yeah, but just for a second.
Oh, it is not.
Well, let's talk about this
second.
because you observe Christmas December 17th,
Yes.
but you shop further out.
I do, but I don't enjoy it. It's
Okay.
So
it's Christmas. I have to go do this thing. It doesn't matter when or how close. It is still, no matter when, not
You just got to get it out of the way.
fun. Yes.
Going to the dentist. You got to do it.
Yep.
So let's just get it done.
Yep.
Now, do you buy gifts early for people you care more about, like your close family members, or do you wait till the end for that?
I will typically wait until the end. In that same way, if I see something and I immediately think of that person, yes, I will grab it. How often does that happen? Very rarely. But usually it'll be later.
if you're shopping early, then you're getting really good gifts. So that means that you really put time into what you're doing and what you're getting. And these gifts are super thoughtful. And I would say that embodies the most Christmas spirit I think that I've heard from any of my friends.
Okay,
too.
but
Congratulations.
shopping on Amazon early
counts.
November versus in December.
Now,
that's
do you
not
take
much
advantage of Black
difference.
Friday shopping?
No.
Really?
No.
See, that's one of my favorites. Okay, so the how soon is too soon for shopping is kind of a do it when you want. Get your Christmas gifts, get them out of the way,
Yeah.
plan accordingly, like my wife does, or like the men in my family, it's okay to wait to the last minute because that rush, that thrill of trying to get gifts for the whole family in probably 18 hours is part of the Christmas experience. Yes, we used to get scratch off lottery tickets in our stockings as kids, probably because the gas station was the only thing offering Christmas treats at that time. But I loved it. And I actually do love the chaos of the Black Friday shopping as well. So in tandem with Thanksgiving.
Like the in-person experience or...
Oh, absolutely. I don't like shopping online if I can go out into a place to people watch. So we actually used to do this before before we had kids. We would have Thanksgiving dinner, then you go out, and that's when kind of the excitement is, okay, Thanksgiving's done. And so it was always go get a coffee, go to all of the big retail stores. My wife and I had a plan where I would drive up to the front door, drop her off. She runs inside to get the things we need. I would go park, get in line, and by the time I was up to the register empty-handed, she would run up with the basket and say, here. We would check out and just infuriate everybody behind us and then go and do it again.
I'm not a fan. Don't like Black Friday, never have. I think I'm a bit of a conspiracy guy.
Go ahead.
But I think that the lizard people run it. No, I feel like, and there's probably plenty of evidence to back this up. Most companies, they will have a product priced at a certain price, and then they will drop it. No, wait. Am I saying it wrong?
No, they raise it and then drop it, so it feels like you're getting a good deal, but you're paying the same amount. They drop it,
then they raise it again for a certain amount of time, and then when they drop it the next time for Black Friday, then it looks like, oh my gosh, wow. It's something along those lines. But I'm telling you, it happens. It's a real thing. There's plenty of evidence out there. I think that these days, Black Friday isn't nearly what it used to be. Like the one what you're talking about is probably more late 90s, early 2000s, maybe even the 10s, when people were like getting legit
people would get
trampled.
hurt, right?
There was people died, I think.
Oh, good.
Got trampled to death for a Furby.
Well, I'm not advocating for that, but you're not
Yes,
the only
you
one.
are.
You're not the only one that didn't like it. I mean, when Black Friday originated, at least the language of it being called Black Friday, it actually started in Philadelphia in the 1950s. It actually came from the police department because they didn't enjoy the day after Thanksgiving because you had an influx of family members and guests in the town. The traffic was very congested. The stores were just overrun with people. And due to the nature of that, it was just a chaotic day. They were taking care of more shoplifting. They were taking care of more traffic issues and traffic problems. The chaos of all of that, you had the police force, specifically in Philadelphia, start calling the day after Thanksgiving Black Friday because it was a very dreary, down day that nobody looked forward to going to work. It wasn't until the 1980s when the idea changed to actually have a positive spin, and that was when retailers took it over and meant that they were getting out of the red. They started to see a profit, and their numbers started in the black. And so Black Friday became, much like FDR wanted, and his friend Fred Lazarus Jr., head of Federated Department Stores, which would later become Macy's, who would celebrate with their Thanksgiving Day parade and usher in Christmas with Santa. Black Friday was now tied as a positive thing, a herald for shopping, for Santa, and the Christmas spirit to all of us.
What an origin story for Macy's.
Before we wrap up today, we've talked about how soon is too soon to maybe get the interior and exterior decorations up. How soon is too soon to shop? But here's the big one that I always wrestle with. How soon is too soon to start listening to your favorite Christmas music?
There is no how soon. I mean, you can listen to it anytime you want, right? Who's stopping anybody from listening? I say any time of the year. Obviously, the radio stations start the day after. I mean, it's like midnight. It might be even like you finish the turkey and then boom, the radio stations are. Do people still listen to radio?
No.
Is that a thing? Yeah. Shout out 101.9.
Is that just a nostalgia thing? Why not just make a Spotify playlist?
I think it is the nostalgia of it. I think it's the tuning in. You're not selecting the playlist yourself, but you're just going with the flow and you're listening to the songs that somebody else is putting together for you.
Gross.
It's the spirit of Christmas that's deciding what the next song is going to be. That's what's driving it.
I mean, I loved, in my memory, and this goes up to like Christmas Eve, is driving around, looking at the Christmas lights, listening to the songs on the radio. And for me, it just kind of captures that era of the childlike wonder and innocence and really enjoying it. But if I hear some of these pop Christmas songs, like the Mariah Careys, like the Michael Bublé's, the Pentatonics, and all of these other ones, I get frustrated. I don't like listening to those. And so maybe I'm split on this. I don't like listening to those.
You don't like the new ones. You like the old ones.
You can give me the Christmas crooners of days.
I don't. What? Continue.
Christmas music itself has this emotional, inducing quality to it where it can tug at your heart. There's secular themes and Santa and Rudolph and all those kind of things. There's the religious ties of, the olden hymns and things that they can pull in. And, but there is just something about the music that I feel like, and Tatum agrees with me, that it just tugs at your heart. But there's those songs that you heard as a kid, and everyone's seen those memes of like driving home from grandma's house and this banger comes on and it's like one of the old Christmas songs, but there is a transporting, there's this feeling of transporting back to that time. And everything we say on this podcast, obviously there are people that have had different experiences growing up, different experiences as children, and different lives that they've lived. And I don't want to take anything away from any of that stuff because that's tough. There are people that have had really hard lives, but I still feel like everyone has those moments that they can go back to that felt like either safe spaces or happy places, in my opinion.
Your opinion is wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we might cut this out.
While it may be wrong for some, I think there is a little bit to that. Some people did not have the picture perfect Christmas growing up or even this year. And so if you're listening and you're dreading Christmas, we hope that in some small way, whether it's listening to this or getting inspired to read or listen to something else, that it may add a little bit more Christmas joy in your life. So wherever you're at with Christmas, the holidays in general, with family, with friends, we truly believe that this season and what you can experience can add joy to your life. And through the rest of this podcast, as long as we're able to do it, we want to bring that to you through some fun stories, interviewing people that may have a unique take on things, even learning more of the history about it. I didn't realize, like in one of the songs, it talks about scary ghost stories. And we sing that, and we sang it as kids, and I always wondered what that meant. But we found out that there's actually more to these scary ghost stories.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of in the Christmas songs when they're talking about that, really in the Victorian era, was when they would share a lot of these ghost stories. I mean, A Christmas Carol is like a really famous one that came from sharing those ghost stories around for Christmas time. And it was a really big deal then, really, really entertained.
See, that's the stuff I'm really excited to learn. I don't want to lose any of that. So, as we're sharing stuff with our kids and our friends, I want to be able to tell them stories where all of these things came from. In the podcast to come, we really do want to just expand the world of Christmas and everything that it touches. And I think what we need to talk about next, when we come back to this, is kind of how we got to the modern American Christmas as we know it. Going through different periods from the Victorian era to now, all the different ways that it kind of morphed and bringing it to what it is today. And there's a religious side of it as well. And so we'll explore some of those things and the way that it's influenced beliefs around the world. And, what were these big influencers of the Christmas that we know? Whether you prefer the novelty of Mariah Carey and Elf, or the nostalgia of Bing Crosby and It's a Wonderful Life and White Christmas, which Tatum's going to be watching between now and the next time you hear us.
Please no.
We're just getting started. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to hear or just offer your own Christmas perspective, you can actually email us at info@yuletiderecords.com, and we'd love to hear your story because everybody has a Christmas story.
Yeah, from Gregorian chants to Mariah Carey or Belschnickel to Elf, we've got so many things to go over. And that is why we have to make this year round. To Tatum's chagrin, we have to do it because there's just too much to go over. And we need your stories. We're going to go over our stories. Tatum is going to tell us all of the ghost stories.
It'll be worth it because there will be an entire episode dedicated to Belschnickel.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in for all of it.
fine.
And since nobody can see this because we decided not to hit record on the camera, our very last sports reference or action for Christmas is we are putting all of our hands in the middle symbolically right here.
Touch. We're touching.
We're missing one
Tatum.
right here. Put
Really?
your hand in.
You can
not
see
gonna
our hands
see
To
it.
right there.
solidify.
It's really easy. You're actually way closer than us.
Yeah.
We're really reaching far over.
You're doing great.
3, 2, 1, and Merry Christmas.
Merry
Symbolic.
Christmas.
Sorry, I said symbolic because I didn't want to put my hand in there.